I never thought I'd wake up in someone else's skin, staring at my own face in a mirror that screamed back accusations I didn't make. But there I was, heart pounding like a war drum. His fingers, tracing the lines of a betrayal that had stolen my life twice over. And as I slipped into the penthouse boardroom, wearing the devil's suit, I whispered to the ghost of my husband, "This is for us, Jack. Let's burn it all down." The rain hammered Manhattan like it had a personal grudge, turning the streets into rivers of regret. I'd been standing outside the brownstone on the Upper East Side for what felt like hours, my umbrella long since flipped inside out by the wind. Jack's family home, our home, until it wasn't, loomed like a judgmental sentinel, its windows glowing with the warm light of people who pretended to mourn while sharpening their knives. Jack had died 3 weeks ago. A tragic accident, the papers called it. Slipped on the ice during a late-night jog in Central Park. Cracked his skull on the path like it was nothing more than a bad step. But I knew better. I'd seen the bruises on his arms before he left that night. The ones he dismissed as nothing. Babe. Just gym stuff. And the will? It was a slap in the face. Everything to his brother. Victor, the golden son. The tech wunderkind running Voss Dynamics like it was his personal fiefdom. Me? I got the condo in Brooklyn we'd bought as a starter. A pittance against the empire Jack had helped build. The lawyers had been blunt. Mrs. Voss. The estate is contested. Until it's settled, you need to vacate. Vacate. Like I was some squatter in my own life. Victor had stood there in the conference room, all 6'3" of him in a bespoke suit that cost more than my yearly salary as a freelance graphic designer. His smile as sharp as shattered glass. Eden. It's family business now. You'll understand. Understand? I'd married Jack 8 years ago. Against their wishes. He was the black sheep inventor. The guy who dreamed up neural interfaces in our cramped Queens apartment while I hustled logos for startups. They called me the gold digger at holiday dinners, whispering about how I'd trapped him with my artsy bullshit. Now, with him cold in the ground, they were circling like vultures. I rang the bell anyway, because fuck it. The door cracked open, and there was Lila, Jack's mother. Her face a mask of Botox and bourbon. Eden. What are you doing here? I need my things. The rest of Jack's files. He was working on something important. Her eyes narrowed. That predatory glint I'd learned to spot. The police took what they needed for the investigation. You're not welcome here anymore. Investigation. Yeah. Because even in death, Jack couldn't escape their shadows. The cops had hauled me in twice already, grilling me about motive and access to his meds, as if I'd spike his coffee with whatever cocktail turned his blood toxic. Autopsy said accidental overdose mixed with a fall, barbiturates he swore he'd never touch. But Victor? He had pharmacies on speed dial, and grudges longer than the Hudson. Please, Lila. Just the prototype notes. She slammed the door. I heard the lock click like a gunshot. That night, in the empty Brooklyn condo that smelled like fresh paint and faded dreams, I cracked open the one box they'd let me take, Jack's legacy kit, a USB drive hidden in his old guitar case. He'd joked about it once, during one of our late-night talks on the fire escape. City lights twinkling like distant stars. If anything happens to me, Eden, this is your ace. But promise me, you use it only if they come for you. They had come. And as the drive whirred to life on my laptop, a video popped up. Jack's face. Gaunt but grinning, that crooked smile I loved. Hey, beautiful. If you're watching this, I'm gone. And Victor. He's the reason. Listen close. My stomach dropped. Jack spilled it all. Voss Dynamics wasn't just building AI for Wall Street.
No.
Victor had pivoted to black market neural tech, body swaps.
Eden.
Experimental implants that could hijack a mind, map it onto another brain. Jack had discovered it 6 months ago. Prototypes tested on homeless vets in Jersey warehouses. He's selling souls.
Eden.
To the highest bidder, oligarchs, CEOs dodging death. And when I confronted him, he threatened everything. Our life. You. Jack's voice cracked. I built a failsafe. A counter-swap device. It's in the safe at the lab. Code is our anniversary. 0714. But Eden. It's unstable. 1 shot. Maybe 2. It'll put you in his head. Let you walk in his shoes. Destroy him from the inside. I love you. Make it hurt. I replayed it until the words blurred. Body swap. It sounded like sci-fi pulp, the kind we binge-watched on Netflix with cheap Merlot. But Jack wasn't a liar. And the drive held schematics, blueprints for a neural crown, a helmet that synced brains via quantum entanglement bullshit only he understood. By dawn, I was on the subway to the Voss campus in Midtown, the kind of fortress disguised as a glass cathedral. Security waved me through widow perks, I guess. The lab was a ghost town on weekends, humming with servers that whispered secrets. The safe clicked open with our date, and there it was, the crown, sleek black polymer laced with glowing circuits, looking like a rejected prop from a Marvel flick.
Skuld ved verden.
Sold it to some tabloid.
Cashed out.
Started over in Seattle with rain that didn't feel like judgment. But Victor's face flashed, his smug press conference that morning, announcing Jack's tragic loss while unveiling a new health initiative. Health.
Right.
Swapping rich assholes into younger bodies while the rest of us rotted. I strapped it on in the empty conference room, heart slamming against my ribs. The interface lit up. A voice, Jack's algorithm, murmuring. Syncing. Target, Victor Voss. Proximity required.
Proximity. Shit.
I need to get close. Real close. The gala that night was Black Tie Armageddon at the Met, Voss Dynamics' annual schmooze fest. I dug out my one good dress, emerald silk that hugged like a second skin, and slipped into the crowd like a shadow in stilettos. Champagne flutes clinked, diamonds winked, and there was Victor, holding court by the Egyptian wing, his arm around a blonde half his age. Eden, he purred as I approached, air-kissing my cheeks. You came. Brave girl. Couldn't miss toasting Jack. I forced a smile, the crown hidden in my clutch like a grenade. We chatted, surface bullshit about grief and growth stocks. Then, as the orchestra swelled, I leaned in. Victor. A word, privately. His eyes lit. That hunter's gleam. He led me to a side alcove. Velvet ropes and marble cool underfoot. What's on your mind? Sis. This. I snapped the clutch open, jammed the prongs against his temple before he could blink. The crown hummed, a low buzz that vibrated my teeth. Victor's eyes widened. What the foo? Then, snap. Like falling through black ice. When I came to, I was on the floor, starting up.
Me.
My own face, twisted in confusion, mouthing words I couldn't hear, over the roar in my skull. No, his skull. I was in Victor's body.
Tall.
Broad. Tasting scotch on his tongue. The crown lay between us, smoking faintly. He scrambled up, but I was faster. Victor's legs carried me like borrowed stilts, and I pinned my own body down with ease. "Shh," I whispered in his voice, deep and commanding. "Welcome to hell, brother dear." The swap held. Jack's failsafe worked, anchoring my mind in Victor's neural map. His memories flooded in fragments, boardroom deals, late-night affairs, and yes, the night Jack died. Victor's hands, forcing pills down his brother's throat in that park penthouse, staging the fall to look like suicide. You were always the weak link, Jack. Now Eden pays for dragging you down. Rage boiled, hot and unfamiliar in this stolen chest. I hauled my old body, Victor's now, to a maintenance closet, zip-tied his wrists with cords from the wall. You'll wake up soon.
In me.
Enjoy the downgrade. As I straightened Victor's tie in a nearby mirror, adjusting to the weight of his Rolex, his phone buzzed. Lila, where are you? The donors are asking. Time to play the part. I stepped back into the gala, Victor Voss incarnate, and raised a glass. To family, I toasted, the word poison on my tongue. May they get what's coming. But as the applause died, a chill hit. Victor's memories whispered deeper. Jack wasn't just killed for the tech. There was more a secret Eden carried, one that could unravel everything. What the hell had I married into? Wearing Victor's skin felt like drowning in cologne and ambition, every step echoing with the arrogance of a man who'd bought his way out of consequences. I navigated the gala's aftermath like a puppet on strings, nodding at senators and starlets who fawned over Vic, their eyes hungry for contracts or connections. Lila cornered me by the coat check, her perfume a cloud of Chanel No. 5 and suspicion. You look
Off.
Everything all right, just missing Jack, I rumbled in his baritone, forcing a chuckle that sounded like gravel. God. His voice was a weapon, smooth, authoritative, the kind that closed billion-dollar deals. I clapped her shoulder, feeling the fragility of her bones under my borrowed hand. Let's get you home, Mom. The drive uptown in the Maybach was a masterclass in Voss dysfunction. Lila prattled about the will, how poor Jack's indiscretions had complicated things. Indiscretions? My grip tightened on the wheel. Jack had been loyal to a fault, sketching neural dreams while I burned midnight oil on client revisions. But Victor's memories painted a different canvas, late nights at the lab, Jack buried in code, confiding in his brother about marital strains, lies, all of it seeded to poison the well. At the brownstone, I poured her a nightcap, double scotch, her ritual, and watched her eyelids droop. Sleep tight, I murmured, pocketing her phone. Upstairs, in Victor's suite, a cavern of leather and LED screens, I rifled drawers. Cash stacks, encrypted drives, a Beretta tucked like a guilty secret. And photos, Jack and me at our wedding. My smile wide, his arm possessive. Tucked behind, a manila envelope, yellowed with age. Eden Harlow, pre-marriage screening. My blood ran cold. Victor had vetted me like cattle. Reports on my erratic freelance gigs. Whispers of a questionable past. Questionable? I'd clawed out of a trailer park in Ohio. Single mom at 19, putting myself through community college on scholarships and spite. But the file dug deeper, a sealed juvie record for Grand Theft Auto. Joyriding at 16. Scared shitless after my dad's bender left us homeless. Expunged, but not forgotten. And then, the kicker, a paternity test on our unborn kid. The one I miscarried at 5 months, blaming stress from Victor's endless family meetings. Jack never knew. I'd buried it. Told him it was a fluke. But Victor? He'd weaponized it. Taunting Jack. She's broken goods.
Bro.
That kid wasn't even yours. Rage clawed up my throat. This body, Victor's body, trembled with it, veins popping like live wires. I wanted to smash the mirror, watch his perfect jaw shatter. But no. Revenge wasn't a tantrum. It was surgical. Jack's crown had bought me time, 24 hours before the sink destabilized. His algorithm warned. Enough to gut the empire from the throne. Morning broke with board emails pinging. Q3 projections. FDA whispers on the neural tech. Voss Dynamics' public face was augmented reality for therapy, but underground? Body tourism for the elite. Swap into a supermodel for a weekend. Wake up richer in experiences. Jack had coded the ethics firewall, the one Victor bypassed with offshore servers. I called the pilot, jet to DC.
Now.
Ostensibly for a Hill briefing, but really, to torch the lobbyists Victor owned. In his leather briefcase, I packed the Crown's remote trigger, a failsafe to fry the swap network mid-transfer. One zap, and every black market client mid-swap would fry their synapses. Permanent vegetables for the 1%. Air Force One vibes on the Gulf Stream, leather seats, caviar breakfast, and a tablet streaming CNBC praising Voss's visionary loss. Bullshit. I drafted emails from Victor's account, subtle leaks to whistleblower sites. Insider, Voss Dynamics human trials without consent. Attached anonymized lab footage Jack had stashed, blurry cams of subjects convulsing in Jersey bunkers. By wheels down at Dulles, the stalks twitched. Victor's phone lit up his fixer. A shark named Harlan. What the fuck? Vic, pull it back. I texted back. Evolution hurts. Deal with it. The Hill meeting was a circus of handshakes and veiled threats. Senator Klein, paunchy and pockmarked, leaned in over coffee. Your brother's death. Convenient timing. But we need that tech. Victor. For national security. Security. Code for weaponizing swaps, putting drone pilots' minds in robot shells. Or worse. I smiled Victor's smile. All teeth. Consider it yours. But first, a donation. To your opponent's pack. His face purpled. Blackmail? Partnership. I slid a check across, 5 mil. Petty cash. Or, the leaks go public. He folded. By lunch, Voss stock dipped 3%. Small cut, but the bleed starts somewhere. Back in the jet, Victor's memories surged again unbidden. Like acid reflux. Jack's confrontation. 6 months back. You're playing God. Vic. Those test subjects? They're people. Victor's response. Casual as cocktail chatter. And you're a liability. Eden's the weak spot, fragile. Desperate. One push. She'll crack. Crack. Like the pills he'd crushed into Jack's protein shake that night. Staged the jog. The fall. Framed me with forged texts. Can't do this anymore.
Vic.
Eden's unhinged. Sent from Jack's phone post-mortem. I gripped the armrest. Knuckles white. Eden me was the fall guy. The grieving widow with a shady past, perfect for the headlines. Vos heiress questioned in brother-in-law's death. They'd bury me in civil suits. Paint me as the schemer who drove Jack to despair. No more.
DC.
Was appetizer. The main course? The board. Victor's inner circle, sycophants who'd greenlit the horrors. I'd summon them to the penthouse. Strategic pivot bullshit. Then, confessions. Recorded. Uploaded. Viral Armageddon. But as the skyline swallowed the plane, doubt crept. Victor's body felt heavier. His heartbeat erratic. The Crown's timer ticked, 18 hours left. And in the reflection of the window, his eyes held a flicker. Not mine.
His.
Fighting back. What if the swap wasn't one way? What if Jack's failsafe was a Trojan horse, designed to trap me in this hell? I shoved it down. Focus. Revenge first. Reckoning later. That night, the penthouse pulsed with power, city lights sprawling like a conquered kingdom. I paced the study, scotch in hand, scripting the takedown. Call the board. Emergency session. Dawn. They'd come crawling. Loyal lapdogs. Lila knocked, robe slipping off one shoulder. Victor? Can't sleep? I turned, and she stepped close, too close. Mom instincts, she purred. Hand on my chest. Victor's chest. His memories recoiled. This wasn't new. Incestuous undercurrents. Blurred lines after too many nights alone. Eden's dangerous, she whispered. Breath hot. She killed him. I know it. The room spun. Betrayal layered on betrayal. Lila? In on it? I extricated gently, playing the dutiful son. We'll handle her. Trust me. As she left, I locked the door, breath ragged. The Crown's hum vibrated faintly, warning. Victor's consciousness stirred. Fragments pushing, get out. She's mine.
No.
I was Eden Voss, widow turned wolf. And the pack was about to turn on its alpha. Dawn meeting loomed. Time to howl. The boardroom on the 72nd floor was a glass airy. Dawn painting the Hudson in blood orange streaks. I'd arrived early. Victor's Louboutins clicking like countdown clocks. Coffee bitter on his refined palate. The Crown's interface pulsed at my temple. Invisible under concealer. 18 hours down to 12. The algorithm chirping softly in my earpiece. Neural drift at 7%. Maintain focus. The suits filed in. Harlan the fixer. With his comb-over and crocodile loafers, Dr. Elena Ruiz. The white coat enabler who'd overseen the swaps. And the rest. Venture vipers and Hermes. Eyes darting like they smelled chum. Victor, Harlan grunted, sliding into a seat. Rough night? You look like hell. Priorities shift, I said. Victor's timbre steady. I flicked the remote, and the smart wall hummed to life, not projections, but footage. Grainy clips of warehouse agonies, subjects strapped down, crowns firing, screams muted but etched in every twitch. Gasps rippled. Elena blanched. Vic, what is this? Truth serum. I leaned forward, channeling Victor's menace. Jack found out. Tried to blow the whistle. You all signed off emails. Approvals. The works. Now it's public. Harlan lunged for the table console. But I'd jammed it. You can't. I can. And I will. I hit upload. Within seconds. Server's word. Packets flying to WikiLeaks mirrors, Reddit threads, even TMZ. Voss Dynamics. Body snatching scandal? Phones buzzed apocalypse. Stocks cratered, down 15% in pre-market. Sirens wailing in the trading pits below. Elena stammered. This is suicide. The clients, Russian oligarchs. Saudi princes, they'll bury us. Good. The word tasted like ash. But righteous. Jack's face flashed his laugh, his hands sketching futures on napkins. This was for him. For the kid we'd lost. The life Victor stole. But Harlan wasn't folding. He circled the table. Voice low. Jack was collateral. You know why? Eden. My Victor's pulse spiked. What about her? He smirked, pulling a tablet. Doc scrolled. My juvie file. The miscarriage report. And worse, bank records. She siphoned $50K from the R&D slush 6 months back. For her, art projects. Jack covered. But we have proof. Motive for murder.
Lies.
I'd borrowed for IVF treatments. Desperate after the loss. Jack okayed it. Called it our investment. But Victor's memories confirmed Harlan's spin, doctored ledgers. Timestamps fudged to frame me as thief. The board murmured. Eyes on me on Victor. Elena. Is this why you killed him? To protect her.
Protect?
I'd been the goat. Tied to the tracks. Rage surged. And with it, a slip, the crown glitched. Victor's voice leaking through my control. No. Eden's the poison. They froze. Harlan's eyes narrowed.
Vic?
You okay? I recovered. Slamming the table. Focus. We're dissolving the neural division. Effective immediately. Chaos erupted shouts. Threats of lawsuits. Harlan bolted for the door. Phone to ear. Security. Lock it down. Too late. I triggered the fire suppression. Halon gas. Not flames. But it dropped them gasping.
Disoriented.
In the haze. I snatched drives. Smashed consoles with a bust of Ayn Rand irony. Voss Dynamics' dark heart. Reduced to silicon shrapnel. Escaping the tower was a blur. Elevators jammed. Stairs a gauntlet of panicked interns.
Outside.
Paparazzi swarmed like locusts. Flashes popping. Mr.
Voss.
Comment on the leaks. I shoved through. Victor's bulk parting the sea. Hailing a cab to the docks. Backup plan. Jack's old safe house in Red Hook. In the cab. Mirror check. Victor's face gaunt. Sweat beading. Drift at 15%. His thoughts intruded stronger. Flashes of Lila's bed. Bourbon-fueled regrets. Boardroom conquests built on bodies. You're not me. He snarled internally. You'll break. Shut up. I thought back. But doubt wormed. What if Harlan was right? The money. Jack never mentioned covering. Had he hidden it to protect me? Or because he doubted? The safe house was a rust bucket warehouse. Air thick with salt and rust. Inside. Jack's workbench, half-assembled gadgets. Notes scrawled in his chicken scratch. And the second crown, backup. Unstable. I synced it, prepping for reversal. 6 hours left. Enough to confront Lila. Extract the full rot. But Victor's phone, my phone now, rang. Unknown. Eden Voss? It's Detective Ramos.
We need to talk. Your prints on a device at the Voss lab.
And your husband's talk screen? Barbiturates match your prescription. My script for anxiety. Post-miscarriage. Framed.
Perfectly.
Come to Red Hook, I said. Voice steady. Pier 9. I'll explain. Trap? Maybe. But confrontation was oxygen now. Ramos arrived solo, grizzled in a windbreaker, badge glinting under sodium lights. Mrs. Voss, or should I say, intruder? We pulled CCTV. You in Victor's lab last night.
Shit.
I'd overlooked the cams. Detective, it's not what. He cut me off, cuffing my Victor's wrists. Save it. Victor's missing.
Boards and meltdown.
And this. He held up a baggie, the crown prong. My DNA smeared. Explains the neural anomalies in your scan. Sci-fi murder weapon. I laughed. Bitter. You have no idea. In the cruiser. Sirens off. He drove slow. Off record, I like Jack. He consulted on cold cases, neural mapping for IDs. Said his family was toxic. Warned me about Victor. Hope flickered. Then help. Victor killed him. Swapped. Ramos glanced over. Swapped?
Lady.
You're delirious. Or Victor is. If you're him. The drift hit 25%. Victor's laugh bubbled up. Mocking.
Tell him. Eden.
About the kid. Not his. Ramos' radio crackled. Shots at the Met Gala after-party cleanup. Victor Voss down.
No.
The real Victor in my body escaped. Rampaging? We floored it back to the city. Lights blurring. At the scene. Chaos. My body. Bloodied but breathing. Surrounded by cops. He went berserk. A uniform stammered. Ranting about swaps. Attacked a donor. My body, Eden's, locked eyes with me. Victor's sneer on my lips. There you are. Thief. Ramos uncuffed me. What the hell is this?
Truth time. Or the end.
The ER at Mount Sinai was a fluorescent purgatory. Beeps and bleach assaulting Victor's senses, my senses, like a hangover from hell. They had him in my body strapped to a gurney, sedated but snarling through the haze, while I paced the hall in Victor's loafers. Badge around my neck courtesy of Ramos consultant bullshit. Drift at 32%. His memories hammered. Lila's whispers. End it.
Victor.
For the family. She'd known. Hell. She'd pushed Jack's instability, a threat to the legacy. Eden the interloper who'd ruined him. Ramos cornered me by the vending machines, coffee steaming in styrofoam. Talk.
Fast.
Your story's crazier than a QAnon thread. But that device? DARPA's wet dream. Or nightmare. I spilled body swap. The crown. Victor's empire of stolen lives. Proof? Jack's drive. Forwarded to his inbox mid-rant. He scrolled. Jaw slack. Jesus. If this holds.
It will.
My voice, Victor's, cracked. The sync fraying. Flashes. Victor's childhood. Jack shielding him from their father's belt. Betrayal born of envy. Victor spiking Jack's dreams with doubt. He's in my body now. Use the crown, reverse it. Nurses buzzed. Lila stormed in. Pearls clutched like rosaries. Victor, what happened to you? She rushed my body. But Ramos intercepted. Ma'am. Step back. Her eyes darted to me. Really? Recognition? Or calculation? Eden? Is that? Bingo. She'd clocked the imposter. Detective, she hissed. Arrest her. She's deranged. Killed my son. Ramos held firm. We've got questions for you too, Mrs.
Voss.
Financials don't add up. And those warehouse leases? In your name. Lila paled, but spun, protecting the company. Jack was reckless. Eden pushed him to it. The money she stole. I lunged, but the drift yanked. Victor's arms spasmed, dropping me to a knee. Pain lanced, neural feedback like barbed wire. His voice leaked. Liar. The kid, tell them. The miscarriage.
The test.
Had Jack known? Victor's glee echoed. He'd forged the results. Planted doubt to fracture us.
But why?
Deeper memory. Jack's prototype wasn't just failsafe. It was Eden's, my design. Sketched in grief-fueled nights. Neural therapy for trauma. Jack stole it. Credited Victor to keep peace. Betrayal squared. I'd borne the crime of creation, gifting my soul tech to monsters. Ramos hauled Lila to interrogation. Stay put, he told me. But I couldn't. Drift at 40%. Reversal needed proximity, get close to my body. Sink the crowns. I slipped into the ward, Victor's bulk squeezing past carts. My body stirred, eyes fluttering, Victor's fury blazing through my lashes. You bitch, he croaked in my voice. In my skin? Pathetic. Enjoy the stretch marks? I leaned in, prongs ready. Nurses chattered distant. Monitors wailed warning. He thrashed. You think this ends me? The board's loyal, Harlan's rallying. And Mom? She's wiring assets offshore as we speak. Lila. I bolted. Corridors blurring. Security hall, Ramos cuffing her. But she twisted free. Syringe glinting. Pilfered sedative. For the family, she gasped. Lunging. Chaos. I tackled. Victor's strength sending us crashing. Syringe skittered, Ramos shouted. Lila's nails raked his face. You were never Voss. Trailer trash. Jack pitted you. Pity? Our love was fire. Forged in diner booths and dawn drives. But the words stung, amplifying the drift. 50%. Victor's laugh in my head. See?
Weak.
Ramos Mirandized her, but she spat. The secret? Jack didn't die clean. Eden pushed him off the ledge. Metaphorically. The pills? Hers. And the kid? Not his. I have proof.
Lie.
Or half-truth. Memory vortex. Jack's video. Edited. He'd known about the theft. Confronted me gently. We'll fix it. But Victor twisted it. Made it motive. Cuffs on Lila. I returned to the room. Victor, in me, grinned. Tick-tock.
Eden.
Feel him? I'm clawing back. The crown synced. Hum building. Reversal initiated. Minds unraveling. Stitching reverse. Pain exploded. Synapses screaming. I saw Jack's face. Ghostly. Fight. Love. Snap. Back in my skin, petite. Aching.
Real.
Victor slumped in his body.
Gasping. No.
Ramos burst in. It's over. Both of you. Detained. But Harlan's text pinged Victor's phone. Extraction en route. Helipad. They'd spring him. Empire's tendrils deep. I grabbed the crown, unstable now. One charge left. Detective. The network, it's live. Swaps happening. Shut it down. He nodded. Radioing feds. Sirens wailed external. Choppers?
No.
News vans. Leaks viral. Twitter. X ablaze. Voss swap. Trending with horror stories from recovered subjects. Victor rallied. Lunging. We grappled, my body against his. Strength mismatch brutal. He pinned me. Breath hot. You lose. Always did. Drift echo. His vulnerability. Childhood beatings. Jack's shadow eclipsing. Pity flickered. Controversial mercy. Should I end him? Or expose? I need. Broke free. Crown to his temple. Final pulse. Not swap. Overload. His eyes rolled. Body convulsing. Neural bomb. Frying the map. He dropped. Still. Dead? Comatose? The line blurred in controversy. Ramos pulled me off. What did you do? Justice. Outside. Dawn broke full, city awakening to scandal. Lila in chains. Board scattering. But as feds swarmed, Ramos' partner approached. Eden Voss? We've got a warrant. Embezzlement. Your signature on the transfers. Framed again. Victor's last laugh. Or was it? The federal holding cell in Foley Square smelled like stale regret and instant ramen. A far cry from the penthouse haze. I'd been detained for questioning 48 hours now. My body real. Mine, curled on the bunk. Bruises blooming like accusation tattoos. Victor? Comatose in ICU. Brain scans a Rorschach of damage. Lila? Singing like a canary to avoid conspiracy charges. Spilling Voss dirt. Offshore accounts. Bribed regulators. Even a senator's swapped vacation into a starlet's form. But me? The feds circled. Harlan's planted docs, painting me as mastermind. Mrs. Voss, the agent droned, sliding photos across stainless steel, bank wires. My forged e-sign. Jack covered for you before. Now, with Victor down. It's all on you. I stared at the ink. Smudged like my life. Controversial truth. I'd signed nothing. But the miscarriage money? Gray area. Desperation's fine line between borrow and steal. Jack knew. Forgave, loved deeper for it. Victor exploited. Twisted to crucify. Ramos visited off-books. Smuggling coffee that tasted like freedom. Leakers are heroes now. Your upload? DOJ's raiding warehouses. Dozens rescued. Half fried but alive. He slid a thumb drive. Jack's full files. Clean slate for you. Timestamps prove the frames. Relief cracked the dam. And the kid? He shrugged. Miscarriage record sealed. But Lila's rants? She's claiming you confessed. Pushed Jack to suicide over it. Lies layered thick. But the twist nod. Jack's video. The editing. What if he'd hidden more? To protect? Or control? Bail hearing Dawn circus. Cameras flashing. Protesters chanting. Justice for Voss victims. Outside. The city churned. Voss stock dust. Board indicted. Neural tech banned pending inquiry. I stepped free on Ramos' vouch. Into a world remade. The brownstone waited. Seized but mine by widow's claim. Inside. Ghosts lingered, Jack's cologne faint. My sketches pinned crooked. In his study. The manila envelope. Not just my file. But letters. Jack to Victor. Pre-death. Brother. Eden's gift, the crown was hers. You stole it. Give it back. Or I expose. Stole. My designs. Born from grief therapy doodles. Neural paths to heal loss. Jack borrowed for family peace. But Victor patented. Profited. The crime I'd borne? Intellectual theft. My creation gunned down in boardrooms.
Tears hot.
Betrayals core. Jack's silence.
To shield me from their wrath.
He died carrying my secret. Victor's blade. Phone buzzed unknown.
Eden?
It's Elena. Meet me. Chelsea Hotel. Room whatever now. Trap or absolution? I went. Cab weaving through gridlock. Heart a war drum. The room was velvet decay, Dylan vibes. Ashtrays overflowing.
Elena waited.
Gaunt in scrubs. A bottle of Pinot half gone. I fixed it. The docs, Harlan's forgeries. Shredded. Why? Jack saved me once. Pulled me from a bad swap. Client's mind frayed. I was the tech. He coded the abort.
She poured.
Victor. He was the monster.
But you?
In his skin, you could have killed clean. Instead, overload. Mercy or cowardice? Controversial cut. I'd chosen exposure over execution. Let the system chew him. Debatable justice in America's mills. Both, I admitted. What now? She slid a chip. Backup crown data. All swaps logged. Clients' names. Sell it. Or burn it. Power's temptation. Oligarchs ruined. Fortunes flipped. But Jack's voice echoed. Make it hurt. Not destroy. I pocketed it. Burn. Weeks blurred. Testimonies. Tabloids dubbing me the swap widow. Victor woke, vegetable. Lila's visits a ritual of whispers. Sentenced to life plus. She glared in court. You took everything.
No, ikuntat.
Voice steady. You did. The twist landed soft. Jack faked parts. The fall staged. But not death. Autopsy revised. Low-dose sedatives. Survivable. He'd orchestrated the accident to trigger the failsafe, knowing Victor's paranoia would push the kill shot. Martyr move. Leaving me the weapon. Reversal? He'd swapped briefly into a decoy body, watching from shadows, ensuring I'd rise. His note. In the guitar case. If I go dark, trust the crown. I love you enough to die for your fight. Come find me, Bali server farm. Coordinates encrypted.
Alive.
The ultimate hook. I booked the flight. Brooklyn condo sold. Proceeds to victim funds. Controversial end. Revenge sated. But debatable, did I win? Or just trade skins? Jack's ghost grinned. Both. In Bali's heat. Waves crashing like applause. I synced the chip. His face materialized, hologram warm.
Eden.
You did it. We embraced pixels. Planning. New life. Unvossed. But as sunset bled gold, Victor's echo lingered. Was it worth it? Hell yes. Or maybe not. That's the American dream. Win bittersweet. Argue the cost. The end? Open. Like a boardroom door. Who's next?